What is up, YouTube? The Evil DM here. I'm back with another episode of the comic book hero, The Great Escape. We've been playing along with Team Arrow and Arrow from the TV show Arrow. I've been playing Green Arrow in the game, but I did promise I would get into there and work on getting some more people in there from the TV show. So maybe it's time we take a little jump over and let's edit the database. So we're going to learn how to edit the database today. It's not difficult, it's just a matter of looking through it, but once you know what database you're working on, you can go to edit, and then we're going to add characters. And what we can do is we can add one from scratch. Today what we're going to add in is let's add in John Diggle, but we're going to add him in as Spartan. Maybe we just yeah, that's fine. So we're going to go to his Wikipedia page on the show, and we're just going to grab the little bit of biography he has there. And obviously we can link that up too here. So when you do look at the profile, it's kind of cool. It'll have a little URL link there, and you can click on it, and it'll bring you right to this page. So you can read more about him. So we're going to list him as Spartan. Why don't we name him John Spartan Diggle. There we go. So we have his picture already pre-made in here. Before the show, I went and just photoshopped some pictures together based upon the size I used for the database, and you can find him. Why am I adding him into this right now? Because basically, he was the first person, if you watch the show, to... And you can see his short pictures there too, but his main picture. But he was the first one to join Team Arrow, and I wanted to follow along with that path and kind of create Team Arrow as I'm going along, see how that works in the game. I thought it'd be kind of fun. So we're gonna leave him as a hero because he's not really anything but a hero. Well, they're pretty much heroes, somewhat speak. He's not anybody. He's pretty obscure. Nobody really knows him. He's an individual. He's human, male, adult, relationship with females. Does he have a civilian identity? Yes. Does he have a day job? Well, he does. He did work for Oliver on the TV show as his bodyguard. He was a private investigator. I'm going to list it as probably other for now. Combat active. This specifies if he can take place in combat. Yeah, we want that. His current status is active, permanent. He can be captured, yes. He can communicate. His persona never really changes, but this controls how the character looks and applies one of his alternate versions. We don't have an alternate version really, but I guess we have to create two characters for that. Space location, he's going to be in Star City, Starling City. He's going to be on Earth. Present day. And obviously Earth Zero is the continuum, or one of the 52 universes, but Earth Zero is the focal point. So we're going to add him there. So we're going to save that. Actually, I forgot to do one thing. Go back in there. We're going to work on his abilities. Now this one's kind of tough. It goes all the way up from 0 to 1,000. An average person is probably going to be in the the 3s, maybe upper 4s, maybe 5s, depending how well they are. So I don't really see him as being that strong. Whoops. See, if you want a good idea who to kind of look at, you could. We'll save this for a second. And let's look at Huntress, for example. She's a pretty much human. But as you can see here, see 300 like I thought. She's pretty quick, agile, she has good reaction, she's tough. She's got good recovery. Well, actually she has really horrible recovery, but she's an average person, so she doesn't really have much of what is needed by normal superheroes. So I'm just going to take a screenshot of this just as a reference point, so we could have this on the side here as a reference point. Alright, let's go back out. So let's go back to Spartan, and we're going to base it off of, she's pretty much what we're going to use our template for when we're building a character in this game. Where did he go? Oh, that's right. He's under John. John Spartan Diggle. There we go. Modify him. All right. So back to the attributes, like I was saying. So 300 is where I had him for his strength. I'm going to say maybe he might be a little stronger. So maybe 350. He didn't seem like he was too agile on the show at all. I mean, he did train, but he usually gets his butt kicked. So let's give him 4. Yeah, that's about right. He seems to have pretty solid reactions as far as moving back and forth, but not as quick as Oliver or most of the superheroes. I would say another 4 there. His toughness, he's pretty tough. He's pretty much a badass sometimes. He could take a good solid hit. I mean, you've seen him on the show using those sticks when he's sparring or when he's going against someone. He could take a hit and he keeps going. So I'm going to say he's pretty tough. 450. Recovery, average person, 200 maybe. Stamina, I would say he's a little bit above average because he had all that military background and everything. Maybe 300. We'll go 350. His endurance, probably going to be the average, so we're going to go 275. His reasoning, well, he seems to be unreasonable at times and makes short decisions, but average. Cunning. Is he cunning? I don't know. It depends. Usually looks to other people for answers, so 250. Willpower. Well, he had a tough time on the show when he had to actually confront his brother who turned bad after he came back. If he, had a hard time dealing with the fact that he had to kill him, and he had a hard time doing it. I would say he has a pretty good willpower. Technological, I don't say he's technological at all. I mean, probably the basic standard of technology of phones and computers, but he's always relied on, say, Felicity or Cisco on Flash for modifications or hacking or something like that. So we're going to give him a little bit below average, but an average human is probably going to be around 200. As far as magical, he has nothing, so we're going to close that. We're done with that. Now, attributes, it's a little hard because he doesn't really have much in the way of an attribute. So he does have some armor on, which will protect him a little bit, and then you can see the little percentages here: damage, piercing reduced by a certain percentage. Actually, bad aim. Yeah, after he had the one season, he struggled to shoot the gun because of the nerve damage in his his right hand. So, I mean, we could include that if you really want. Here. Okay, yeah. So, okay, he also trained. No, is he too aggressive? Sometimes he is a little aggressive. So, yeah, when he attacks, sometimes he'll leave himself out there. So, yeah, I'm going to put too aggressive on 1. Weapons Master, that's what it was. I just couldn't find it at first. So he's a Weapons Master. He's highly trained with using certain weapons and everything. So he has that ability. He's pretty much a basic person wearing a little bit of armor. So he's not going to be someone too amazing and fast and amazing out there on the battlefield. But he's going to be enough to be a supporting character, which he is. So now powers. Okay, so he's not going to have too many. He's probably going to have a small weapon, because that's all he really has. So it's a physical small weapon from a distance. Physical small weapon impact from a distance. There it is. And we're going to add that to level 4, which is about average. So we're going to put that there. And I'm going to say he has 1 stun and melee because he can attack. So we're going to change this custom name to pistol, because that's what he uses, his gun, his pistol. It's from a distance, and small weapon, physical small weapon attack. Actually, this wouldn't be there. It actually is going to be a physical throw, stun, and melee, because we'll say that's going to be like his punch or something. So we're going to add that in here. Okay. Physical stun and melee is let's do a knuckle punch. Yeah, let's call it knuckle punch. And he has a physical tackle because, oops, that's not there. Physical tackle because he's all about getting up and close with them. So we're gonna call it tackle to ground. And that's pretty much all he's going to have that I can think of that he uses. I've never seen him really use anything else. Maybe a physical slice in melee because he may pick up a sword or something. But we'll add that in here right here now. Alright. And I'm going to say that's pretty much average. So we're going to call this sword that he uses once in a while. So, okay, so we got those down. His schemes, he doesn't really have any because he's not a villain. Does he travel? No. We're going to save. Okay, so we got Diggle in there. And what we're going to do is go back. Now that we've done that, we can move on to adding the more people on the team and adding the team itself. We could add Felicity Smoke next. Why don't we do that while we're here? So we're back out. Okay. Editor. Edit database. Characters. We're going to add. And we're going to add Felicity Smoke. So we get the first 3 members of the team. Ready to go. Obviously you can connect, you can grab her information from the Wikipedia page. Paste that in there. And for more, just grab it and put the URL in there. Okay. She is not a hero, she's a civilian. She is not iconic. Well, we will put her character type as a prominent because she did take over for a while for Palmer Industries when he took over for Queens Consolidated. So yeah. Gender is a female, an adult, has a relationship with males. Civilian job, yes. Date, base locations, Starling City, Earth, present, and Earth 0. And we grab her picture. So we'll go down to Felicity. See, we have a short picture there too. So we're going to use the selected. We are going to save. We're going to go back. And then we can also create a team. So what we can do here is add Team Arrow, popularity, obscure, because nobody really knows who they are. They're permanently. And Team Arrow. Green Arrow and is Star City. We're not going to put any rules, but this can be like, oh, maximum of so many certain members and only minor people, things like that. But we don't need any of that. It only takes place on Earth. Time frame present. Earth 0. And this is where you can start assigning people to the team. So I will add the ape. Yeah. The Green Arrow is the leader. We can add John Diggle there as a senior member of the team. And we can add Felicity Smoke as another senior member of the team. So we got that done. Oh, I did forget one thing. My mistake here, but we need to go back to the characters. Back to Felicity. And we need to get her attributes. I mean her abilities. So strength, she's going to pretty much be average. Agility, average. Reaction time, we'll give her a good reaction time. She does train a little bit. Say she's a little bit tougher since she has been training. Took her a while to recover because she was having some problems for a while. She's pretty much going to be a normal human person. But with reasoning, she's going to be really up there because she's the brains and operations behind it. She's pretty clever as well. Willpower is going to be up there. Technological, we're going to go with like 800 because she's massively amazing with that stuff. So, okay, we got that. No powers whatsoever. I mean, she doesn't fight in battle, so she really doesn't need any. So we're going to get rid of that. Schemes, personality. I could set the personality, but, I mean, she's pretty trusting. She's emotional. She's proactive. She's approachable. She's warm. She's calm. I'm going to leave this in the middle. I'm going to leave that in the middle. She's pretty attractive. At least I think so. I mean, stance on killing. She doesn't really ever want to do that. So we're going to save that. So we got all three of them together. We got it saved. Go back. We can load up our game. Continue the story. We're going to go to our database. We're going to import Miss Felicity. Done. She is now in there, as we can see. See? And let's make sure Dig is in there. And there's Dig. Perfect. So we're going to go back. Oh, wait. We don't want to go back. We want to go back to the editor. We want to go to Teams. We want to import. And there's Team Arrow. Now we go to Continue. Visit Team Headquarters. Boom. There's Team Arrow. There's our members. So we can continue along from there and see what's going on with the team next time when we play, because this is going to end at this episode here. We're going a little longer than normal, but I just really wanted to show you how to add characters to this database and how much fun it can be to just create things. You'll have a good time, I'm telling you. This game is a lot of fun. So I'm the Evil DM. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit comment. Let me know what you're thinking. If you want me to add somebody, I'll do it for you. Have a good one, folks.